Hello page turners. My name is Leah and today I'm going to be talking about my reading strategy organizing, I guess. So I'm going to first talk about how I kept track of my 100 books I read last year. And what I did was I had basically a page and I would put the title, author's name, the day I started the book, and the day I finished the book. And I would do that for all of my pages. So far this year, I got this brand new notebook. I think I got it for Christmas. I wasn't sure I did, but I have title, author, and date for all the books I read so far this year, and that's how I keep track. I want to set some new reading goals, such as I wanted to make a journal page for all the books I read. I only did it for one, but it's These Bottom Delights, and I'm really proud of this page because I worked really hard on it. I had to find the right pictures that I wanted, and I had to make sure the writing looked good. I mean, writing probably doesn't look that great. I also have my reading goals for this year. This year I want to read 150 books. I also want to read 100 pages a day. I want to read more science fiction because I really like science fiction. More the dystopian side of science fiction, but still enjoy it. And then also, this is my whole TBR for the entire year. I want to read the Child Hunter series, The War of Two Queens, which for the release date is March 15th, 2022. And I'm really excited to read it after the way, what is it called? A Crown of Gilded Bones. And this, if you didn't know, it is a sequel to, give me a second. It's a sequel to From Blood and Ash. I actually read From Blood and Ash on my birthday. So yeah. I want to read War of Two Queens because considering how it ended, I was like, I gotta read it now. So yes, and then also I want to read the Hawthorne Legacy, which came out last year, and I had read The Inheritance Game before then. I was really excited for it to come out, but then I watched the video and they were like, there's a third book coming, and then this one was very disappointing. And so I'm like, I'm gonna wait till the third book comes out or it gets close to the release date the night before I read it because that makes sense, right? I don't want to read it I don't want to read it right now. Anyway, the next book is Wings of Ebony, The Revolution of Ivy, which is on my TBR. Also with The Skin of the Sea, which is also on my TBR. Lord of the Rings, A Song of Ice and Fire, A Dark Book and Bone trilogy, Blood Like Fate. Blood Like Fate release date is August 9th, 2022. I'm really excited about it because I read the first book, Blood Like Magic, and it's about this girl named Voya, and she basically has like her whole family, they're witches, and it's like it's placed like it's really dystopian, it's dystopian. And it's way in the future, and like the whole advanced technology and stuff. Anyway, in order for you to become a witch, you have to go through a trial, I guess. Anyway, this trial that she went through, she wound up failing it, which leads to her family like being like renounced and stuff. Anyway, her ancestor gives her another chance to like complete the trial, and this basically says she has to kill her true love, I think. Anyway, so she has to basically fall in love with somebody and then she has to kill them. So it's basically about her journey on that, and then the way the book ended. It was really enjoyable. It did take me a little longer to finish because, I don't know, I was really tired that week, I guess. Anyway, the next book I have is A House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. It is a sequel to Crescent City, which I had read last year as well. And the release date is 15th, 2022, and I'm really excited to read that. I'm not really sure what it's going to be about, but I had looked on TikTok, and they just made something clear that Sarah J. Maas never keeps the first love interest. And I don't even want to get into that, but I hope it's like, since she always does it, I hope she doesn't do it this time, because I don't know. Anyway, the next one is A Cruel and Fated Light, which release date comes out May 24th, 2022, which I'm excited about that one too. If you don't know, it's the sequel to A Dark and Hollow Star, which I'm really excited about. I read it last year. It was actually like my number, I think, 5th, 6th, 7th book maybe on my favorite books of the year. I'm not really sure which one it was, but I remember being so excited to read. I finally read it, and it was such a great world. I think I talk more about it in my favorite books of 2021 video. Next book I have to read is I have a whole goal. I wanted to read Shadow in the Ember, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, Girl, the Paper and Fire, The Priory of the Orange Tree, The Poppy War, and Ember in the Ashes, Cemetery Boys, Getting the Ninth, and The Ninth Circus. That is my TBR for like the whole year. This book is also filled with like, you know, my TBR for February, all the content, like some content I want to do, and then I also I'm also writing. When I'm reading, I like to talk to my sister about what I'm reading, and so now I'm just going to like write down my notes. So right now I'm actually reading Truly Devious, and I think I'm like maybe 170 into it. I don't know. Let me find the page. Okay, yes, I'm at 175 so far, and I don't know if you should probably go watch my video about my February TBR, because my plan was to get 30 books done in 30 days, and here I am the 4th. I've only completed one book, so I don't know how to really explain it, but when I say one book in one day, I want it to be like the first day, but the way that I read it was that last book that I had read it in one day, and I finished it the next day, so technically it was a full 24 hours, but that's not really what I wanted to do. Anyway, I need to read Truly Devious today. Like I said, I ended it today because I started on the 3rd, meaning I ended on the 4th. And I'm trying to get like a book done a day. I've been kind of slacking off. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to try to read it right now. The way that I like to read my books is doing it 100 pages a day. I think I'm going to up that to 150 pages a day because like my books are like really long. Like the max like time I read every day is probably an hour or 2. Like I know this doesn't seem like a lot, but like, you know, I read for like 30 minutes and I get really tired. My eyes get heavy and I'm like, oh, now I gotta go to sleep. And then I wake, and then like, you know, if I go to sleep, then that's a whole another thing. Like you sleep too much. But did you know that people who read, 60% less stress is on them, what makes it easier for them to go to sleep? So yeah, there's that. Anyway, that's how I've been reading my books. So, sorry. Trying to think. So yes. I think I'm going to, I don't know, I think I'm going to cut some books off my TBR. I don't know. I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the last couple of days because I'm not feeling, like last year, like I read books for like hours and hours and hours. I'm not really sure what I want to do this year because I love reading and I want to read more. I thought I was going to set a higher goal for myself. But I just find myself so like when I read for like an hour, I just get so tired and my eyes get droopy, and then, you know, I try to stay awake. But I had just watched someone's video. Give me a second. Let me find her. But I watched her video. And she had did reading for 50 hours straight. Like I tried to do 24 hours one time. And I only made it to I think hour 13, maybe 11. Oh, I'm not sure. But I basically I finished like 3 books in that time. And if I sat down and read, I could probably finish a couple books. But like, yeah. So, ooh, I gotta find it. Give me a second. Gotta find her name. Okay, so her name is Haley Pam Vlogs. So basically, she did a 50-hour reading vlog, and she just went and she read her books for 50 hours straight. Now, am I trying to do 50 hours? No, because I know me. I know 50 hours. I'll be laid out somewhere. But I have read for a whole straight. I have read 10 hours straight. It was when I was trying to finish the book. I was like on page 400-ish. Like, anyway, the book was over 1,000 pages. Well, not over. It was like right at 900-ish pages. It actually was Kingdom of Ash. And so, you know, it said Kingdom of Ash is 990 pages. I wanted to finish that book quick because I had started it and my mind started wandering. I didn't want to finish it because then I knew that if I finished it, it was the end of the era. And I just knew I didn't want to finish it. So I took forever to read it. And then like day 8, I was like, Leah, you have sat down and you have done nothing all week. Like, you haven't read any books. Like, you've read, 10 pages of Kingdom of Ash? So I literally pulled, like, a whole night. Like, I think I started reading, 5 o'clock. And I didn't stop reading until I finished the book, which was at 7 o'clock the next morning. And then, actually, when I went to go to sleep, when it came to go, I need your help. I'm like, I just got into bed, and I sat right here in this beanbag and I read it because I knew if I went on my bed, my eye would get droopy, I would get tired. So I think I'm going to do a reading vlog because that seems like, you know, a way to punch out some of the books in my TBR. And I'm going to talk a lot more about my TBR in my next video because I'm going to have it's called the Intimidating TBR list. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Anyway, I hope you have a good day. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.